Hi, welcome to Julius Bar. Today we're going to talk about Kalterersee Auslese. So this wine, which I'm sure I'm mispronouncing, is from the German-speaking region of Italy. It's called Süd Tirol or Alto Adige in Italian. And there are a few reasons I want to talk about this wine. And the first reason is that it's actually really good. So let's open this and let's start tasting it. I bought it as I was on a trip with my wife in that region, which is up above Lago di Garda. In Süd Tirol, they grow a lot of fruits and a lot of grape. There is the Weinstrasse, or Strada del Vino in Italian, which is a road where there are like hundreds, if not thousands, of wineries, and it's also a beautiful hilly place. And yeah, we were there, we passed there on our trip, and I was like remembering what my professor in high school told me, and more about the professor later. I stopped by Lago di Caldaro. Lago di Caldaro being the Italian name for Kalterersee or Zee, I don't know, I'm not quite sure how to pronounce this. This is a wine specific to the region, and it's a wine that in the past was known for being of low quality, but actually it's quite interesting. Because as you can see, it's really a red wine, but I'm serving it cold. And that's something that's allowed or even suggested for this specific kind of wine. So it's great during the summer. Let me give a sniff to it. A light fruity note, red berries. Nicely light on the palate, but not too fruity, extremely pleasant. And you might be able to guess where I'm going with this. As I have here a bottle of bourbon, juice, simple syrup, let's make a New Year sour with this wine, which I think is going to be just right for the task. Super easy sipper, fruity, but not excessively so. You will never mistake this for a New World wine. It's definitely Italian in its character. But let's get down to mixing our New Year sour. And I'm just gonna do it my way. Let's start with about 20 milliliter of 2-to-1 simple syrup. I'm using this dark brown simple syrup. Well, let's go on with 30 milliliters of, this is a blend of lime and lemon juice. And I'm gonna put in a squeeze of orange juice. Yeah, not too much, but just a squeeze. Orange juice is gonna be nice. And then let's go on with the bourbon. I have here the bullet, which is almost gone, but hey, 2 ounces, 60 milliliters. Oh, maybe we should do a bit more, come on. Let me guess, some ice. Ice. And let's give this bad boy a shake. Let me get a tumbler with some nice ice. I know this is more of a Collins glass, but I like the fact that I can stack 3 of these bigger ice cubes or spheres on top of each other and enjoy it like that. I'm gonna strain it just in case there are some seeds from the orange. And let's top off with our Kalterersee Auslese. Ooh. And there you go, a newer sour with the Kalterersee Auslese, which I think is one of the best wine for the job. Cheers. Freaking delicious. I'm just gonna top it off a bit because I was too much at the edge of the glass, and I just love this wine. Yeah, it just matches perfectly the character of a New York sour. I think it's just great. This wine, I think, is made for Vernach grapes, and these are getting rarer in the region. It's just not a prized wine, but I think it's one of those really interesting wines. They grow only in a specific part of Italy. Italy has so many of these really weird grapes, which are just nice. It's just nice variety. And so I'm going to talk more about my electronics professor after the credits. For now, I hope you enjoy the video. And if you find a Kalterersee Auslese out in the wild, grab a bottle, put it in the fridge, enjoy it in the summer. It's so nice. So if you enjoy the video, please like, subscribe, comment down below, share with me what you like and don't like. Make yourself a New Year sour. Always great, and hopefully I will see you next time. Cheers. The second reason I really wanted to feature this wine on my channel is because despite learning about this wine something like 28 years ago, yes, 28 years ago, the math becomes kind of hard, from my professor, I still remember the names. Kalterersee Auslese, or Lago di Caldaro, and Lagrein Rosato. And these were the two wines our professor of electronics, not of enology or winemaking or anything, he was supposed to teach us electronics. And he was suggesting these wines because at the time, as young guys, we were like, oh, we don't really like wine, it's too much commitment to order a wine glass at the bar, we prefer beer or cocktails. And he was like, well, you don't have to have strong wines that require so much dedication all the time. You can have light, good wines, which are still not too fruity, and even experts will agree they're good. And he gave us these two examples from up north. And I remember the name of the wines, and I remember so much about what this professor told us, despite the fact that technically he was the worst professor ever. And my life has kind of followed this pattern where at some point, just a few years ago, I was making electronic pedals, guitar pedals, and I was really benefited from having a mid-level understanding of electronics, while my understanding was just really basic. If he just taught us a bit more about transistors, I would have such an easier time making guitar pedals. But the professor never cared about teaching us anything. On the other side, he taught us a lot about wines, about drinking, about tasting. And also, he was one of the professors that cared more about us as persons, about how we were developing as human beings, and he was a declared fascist. So you might see I have really contrasting feelings about this professor. His morals about work were dubious at best. He didn't teach us what he was supposed to teach us. His morals about politics was just not right. I think he was justifying under a shadow of Nietzschean nihilism, but still not okay to praise Duce. No. He was also really funny. So the lesson of this episode is, I really don't know. No happy ending to this episode. Just, I guess, listen to the teachings of the masters when they are right. If that's a problem, knowing when what you're told is right, processes through what you feel is your core beliefs, and become your own person. I guess that should be the message for the young generation. Or just chill and have one more drink, I guess.